April 22nd, 2025. All hells broke loose in Kashmir. There was a terrorist attack which happened in Pahalgam, the heart of Kashmir. A terrorist attack which ended up killing 26 people, out of which 25 were tourists and one was a local vendor. This attack shook the very soul of India. It was a tight slap on our face. But we were not going to be resilient this time. We were going to answer. The answer came, and how? The answer came on 7th of May 2025, which again shook the world. The Operation Sindoor was unleashed on the lands of Pakistan. There was speculation on and off going on about what India is going to do this time, and India did. It did not feel like retaliation though. It felt like justice. It tasted like justice. It was about time that India answered the cross-border terrorism being funded by Pakistan. There are so many questions which surround Operation Sindoor. What is Operation Sindoor? What has happened in Pahalgam? What is right now happening in India and Pakistan? What is going to happen with the bilateral relationship of India and Pakistan? What is the world saying? This and much more has been decoded in this video. So stay tuned till the very end, and I'm going to explain to you Operation Sindoor for the very essence of it. So without any further ado, I'm directly going to dive into the video. First strike, the Pahalgam Attack. Before starting to tell you about the Pahalgam Attack, let me tell you about the media release. So this is from Mr. Vikram Mishri, who is the Indian Foreign Secretary. He has very well said one thing, that any response that India is giving, that India should not be condemned for the act of violence against Pakistan. Because whatever India is doing is not an escalation. India is responding to the original escalation. The original escalation has happened in Pahalgam. The terrorist attack of Pahalgam, 22nd of April 2025, was the very first escalation, and anything that India has done after that is just a mere response to that. It is only in proportion. It has been measured. It has been considered. Right? So now, moving ahead, I want to tell you that the Pahalgam attack has not exactly happened in Pahalgam, but in the Baisaran Valley on April 22nd. The Pahalgam attack was conducted by 5 terrorists, killing 26 people, out of which 25 were tourists and one was a local vendor. This was a deadly act. The heinousness of this act was such that the people were being killed in front of their family and near and dear ones. So the reason of the attack was multifold. A. They wanted to disrupt the harmony of our country. B. They wanted to instigate the communal violence in India. And C, there was a registered mind-blowing 23 million tourists reported to be visiting Kashmir last year. This was a milestone number. This was a great number. This is going to help Kashmir growing. But when there is growth and prosperity, there is no room for terrorism. And of course, by doing something like Pahalgam, they hit Kashmir where it hurts the most. They hit Kashmir at tourism. If tourism is not going to prosper in Kashmir, of course it is going to stay the breeding ground for terrorist activities, stone pelting, illiteracy, poverty, everything like that. So I particularly feel that killing of the Hindu tourist was nothing more than just a mere agenda in the minds of the terrorists. They just wanted that the communal disharmony should persist in the country of ours. They just wanted the two most prominent religions in India to fight with each another so that the chaos could be unleashed. We know that every terrorist attack that happens, some terror organization always claims it, always take the claim for it. So this time the TRF has taken the claim, but when they saw, and not just once actually, they have taken the claim twice On 22nd of April, they said that yes, we did this. And again on 23rd of April, they said that yes, we did this. But when the matter escalated, and when there were speculations that India is going to retaliate this time, they actually took the claim back. TRF is an offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba. So now we are going to come to the next very logical point, which is the Indian government's response. So let's quickly shift to that. The strike back, Operation Sindoor. The name itself is amazing. It has depth. The name has Sindoor in it, which is an amalgamation of the cultural identity of our country, the tragedy that has happened, the greatness that we were going to achieve. Quickly, let's move ahead. So firstly, the name, that is Operation Sindoor. How did it come up? What does it signify? So Sindoor signifies the vermilion that the Indian women wear. It shows the cultural identity of our country. And in the attack, we have seen that the terrorists were attacking the Indian Hindu men. They left the women. They left the women to tell the story of what has happened. And as a result, we sent our women only to tell them that how we did it. Sindoor was also chosen to show the grief of the women who were widowed in the unfortunate incidents of Pahalgam. It also signifies the justice that we were demanding, and of course, the cultural identity. There was an emotional and strategic message that was intended with the name, and of course, it hit at all the correct places. So let's talk about the significance of Operation Sindoor. Regardless to say that India is a peaceful country, we never show any sort of aggression against anyone despite of whatever is being done to us. We are a very peaceful nation. We always promote harmony. We always want to live with happiness, harmony, and peaceful orientation, even with a neighbor like Pakistan. India follows the policy of no first use. Though we do not trust our neighbors to do the same. Operation Sindoor shows India's capacity for precision in retaliation. It shows that although peaceful, we can retaliate if you're going to just hold us by our neck. Our Prime Minister has time and again spoken about zero tolerance policy for terrorism, especially cross-border terrorism. With Operation Sindoor, we actually solidified those claims. And it establishes the new counter-terrorism strategy. But of course, it instills the fear in the heart of Pakistan. They should be knowing that what India is capable of doing and what India will be doing if something like Pahalgam is going to happen in India. So now let's come to the most important part, the most important slide, the location and timeline of Operation Sindoor. We all know that Operation Sindoor was unleashed on May 7th. So the Operation Sindoor was started at 7th of May 2025. At what time? 2:30 a.m. IST. What was the time duration of Operation Sindoor? 23 minutes. Now, let's talk about all the location that Operation Sindoor was conducted at. So we know, we are hearing from the media houses that there were 9 locations on which Operation Sindoor has happened. So there were Muzaffarabad, the 2 locations at Muzaffarabad, Kotli, 2 locations at Kotli, one being Gulpur, Bhimber, 1 location at Bhimber. All these 3 are in POK or Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is India basically. Then the other incidents happened at Sialkot. There were 2 camps at Sialkot, 1 camp at Muridke, and 1 camp at Bahawalpur. Okay, so one by one we are going to decode this and we are going to see that what were the names of the camp, what all terrorist activities are being conducted from these camps, and what happened to all of it. Okay. So let's discuss the place of incidents one by one. Okay, we will start with Muzaffarabad. The first base camp at Muzaffarabad is called as Savai Nala Camp. Savai Nala Camp indulges in training the terrorists for Lashkar-e-Taiba. You must remember the Gulmarg and Somrang terrorist attacks of 2024. All of that happened because of the terrorists trained at Savai Nala Camp and Somrang. Okay, the second one that we are going to discuss about is the Sayada Bilal camp, indulged in training the terrorists of Jaish-e-Mohammed. They indulge in jungle survival training, combat, and explosive handling. Okay, so these are the two camps at Muzaffarabad, the Savai Nala camp and the Sayada Bilal camp. Okay, now we'll swiftly move to Kotli. Let me just erase it quickly. Okay, so let's talk about Kotli. So the first camp that we are going to discuss at Kotli is the Gulpur base camp. Again, a base camp for Lashkar-e-Taiba, operational at Poonch and Rajouri, were directly indulged in the Poonch attack of 2024 and 2023. Okay, so now we are going to move to the second camp, again at Kotli, which is the Abbas camp. The Fidain of Lashkar-e-Taiba were trained here in Abbas camp. It has a capacity to train 15 militants at one time. Okay, now we are going to swiftly move to Bimber camp. So the camp at Bimber goes by the name of Barnala camp. Indulged again in explosive handling, jungle training, and survival training. Okay, so this is all about the camps at POK. So we are again going to recap it swiftly. 2 at Muzaffarabad, okay, 2 at Kotli, 1 at Bimber. Okay, Bimber mein Barnala camp, Abbas camp and Gulpur camp at Kotli, and Savai Nala camp and Sayada Bilal camp at Muzaffarabad. Okay, so these were the 5 camps which were attacked at POK, the 5 camps of POK. So now I'm going to quickly erase this and let's get to the camps of Pakistan. So we are firstly going to discuss about the Sialkot camp. So in Sialkot camp, the first camp that we are going to discuss about is the Sergel camp. So the Sergel camp was coming in the news time and again. There was a blast which was being showed and that has happened at the Sergel camp. Okay, so the Sergel camp, the terrorists trained here were involved in the police attacks, killing police personnel from Jammu and Kashmir police, and it has happened in March 23. The second we are going to talk about is the Mehmoona Zoya camp. The terrorists trained from Mehmoona Zoya camp were also involved in the Pathankot air base killings. Okay, so this is all about the Sialkot camps, and now we are going to quickly move to the Murid-Ke camp. So the base that was destroyed at Murid-Ke camp was Markaz-e-Taiba. Markaz-e-Taiba was solely responsible for training Ajmal Kasab and David Headley, the two masterminds that entered India on 26th of November and destroyed the very soul of Mumbai. They were responsible for the attacks of 26/11. And last we are going to come to the Bahawalpur camp. The name of the camp is Markaz-e-Subhanallah. The Markaz-e-Subhanallah is the headquarters of Jaish-e-Mohammed. They specializes in recruitment, training and indoctrination of the terrorist. So this is the location of the camps destroyed by the Indian Army in the Operation Sindoor, and we are just going to quickly recap it once. So at Muzaffarabad we had Savai Nala camp and Sayada Bilal camp. At Kotli we had Gulpur camp and Abbas camp. At Bimber we had Barnala camp. At Sialkot we had Sergel camp. At Sialkot we had Mehmoona camp, Mehmoona Zoya camp. At Murdike, we had Markaz-e-Taiba camp. At Bahawalpur, we had Markaz-e-Subhanallah camp. So these were the 9 camps where the terrorists were breeding, and Indian Army has destroyed all of these 9 locations. Okay? So now we are going to quickly move to the next topic. So whenever an operation of this stature is going to be conducted, casualties are bound to happen, and casualties has happened. Pakistan has reported 31 killings of innocent people, of civilians, of old people, women and children, and they have reported over 50 people to be injured. India has denied this claim. India has said that no civilian injury has happened and they have not attacked any civilians. Only the terrorist base camps have been destroyed in the process. Pakistan has also made one more claim that India has selectively only blasted the area of religious importance to Pakistan, that is madrasas and mosques. India has again denied those claims. India has said that only the base camp of terrorists has been destroyed. No religious disharmony was intended. So now we are going to quickly move to the next topic. And the next topic is Operation Sindoor aftermath. So this is going to be selectively about the events of May 7th and May 8th. There is a lot of information which is still about to come about it, and I have incorporated the important ones that will be important for you to understand that what is the chronology of the events that is happening. So we very well understand that the first escalation was Pahalgam, the second escalation was Operation Sindoor. So whatever has happened after that, we are going to look at it in the next section. So the thing about the war is that it's a two-way row. India has done its bit and now it was Pakistan's chance. But before reading about all that, we are going to read that what was Pakistan's first response to Operation Sindoor. So the Pakistani claims are that Pakistan has shot down 5 drones of India. All these claims have been denied by India. They initiated the cross-border shelling, but of course, this was the obvious next move of Pakistan. They violated the LOC and 15 people got killed at Poonch. The military forces of Pakistan is at high alert and the local evacuations has happened in Pakistan. Okay, so we are going to quickly move to the next part, which is May 8, 2025, military and civilian developments. So before going through all of it, let me just draw you a picture of this. What has happened is the Pahalgam attack has happened, after which the Operation Sindoor has happened, after which Pakistan started the shell firing. Pakistan violated the line of control. Pakistan killed 15 people at Poonch. Okay. Other than that, what has happened is Pakistan has unleashed its weapon on Indian cities, including cities like Amritsar, Jaisalmer. All of them were defused by the Indian defense system, and the debris has been found at several locations by the Indian Army. As the retaliation, the Indian Army has again attacked Pakistan at Lahore, Karachi, and our INS has reached Karachi, the shore of Karachi. There is a complete blackout at Jaisalmer, there is a complete blackout at Chandigarh, blackouts have been reported at Amritsar. India and Pakistan both are in the state of fear, they are in the state of panic, but of course, this is a very obvious response to this. Okay, I'm also going to talk a little about the arms and weaponry used by India in this combat. Okay, so the first thing that has been used is Scalp missile. So the full form of Scalp missile is Sisteme Croce Autonome Longue Porte Imploi Generale. Please pardon my French, quite literally. But what it is loosely translated is long range autonomous cruise system made for general usage. Okay, so this was one thing that was being used. The other thing is hammer, the full form of which is highly agile maneuverable munition of extended range. I'm just going to swiftly write it for you so that you can just make a note of it. or hammer. I'm also going to write the full form of scalp or scalp. Other important artillery which was used is Spice 2000, goes by the full form Smart, Precise, Impact, Cost Effective 2000. Okay, I'm going to just write it down for you. Or Spice. So Scalp is also known as Storm Shadow by Britain. Scalp is a French artillery. Spice is an Israeli artillery. Airstrike is said to be done by Rafale, Sukhoi, and Mirage. We have heard about S-400 or Sudarshan series. Howitzer are used. So this is all about the arms and ammunitions. More have been used, and we cannot even determine that how many of those were used. But still, to just give you a general picture of how this war was conducted, I have given you the name of the artilleries which was used in the combat. Okay, so let's quickly move to the global reaction. So the global reaction has come from everywhere. UN, US, EU, China, Turkey has all told us to profess restraint. The same has been told to Pakistan. There's no condemnation of India in all this. Everybody understands that this escalation is not the original one. We are just responding to the escalation which has happened to us. And there's a rise of concerns over the nuclear weaponry. India and Pakistan both own nuclear weapons, and both are the big nations of South Asia. Of course, there's a concern about it, and everybody wants this war to stop. There's also a news about Pakistan wanting an impartial committee to look over the matters of Operation Sindoor and to look over the incident entirely impartially. But India has again condemned Pakistan to play victim card. India has denied to play a big brother this time. India is not going to feel sorry for Pakistan, and India is definitely not going to forgive this time. Let's move to the next one, which is the conclusion. Operation Sindoor signifies a blend of our cultural identity. Operation Sindoor also signifies that India is no more going to take it from anyone. We are all about harmony, we are all about peace, but we are not going to take this. As an Indian, it is very hard to be impartial on this. So to conclude, I would like to say that Operation Sindoor is a blend of symbolism and strategy. Operation Sindoor is actually an appeal for justice. It is a tale of vengeance, and we are going to take it this time. It also signifies India's commitment to stop cross-border terrorism. It is also going to signify that India is no more going to remain resilient. It shows that we are resilient by choice, not by force. And nobody can force us to be resilient anymore. We are not going to take it anymore, and Pakistan needs to know this. They should be knowing that they just cannot enter one fine day into the Indian boundaries and just blast someone. No, it is not going to happen anymore. And we as Indians need to stand together, need to stand united. There is no need to panic. We have to put our trust in the Indian army. As an Indian, it is very difficult to remain impartial at this moment of time. I don't care whatever happens, we are not going to lose this war, It is not about war anymore. It is not about anything anymore. It is just about that India is not going to lose this one. War is the most pitiful thing that can happen in the world of ours. War is something that should be avoided at all cost. Any blood that is spilling on the soil is a loss of human resources, even if it is a Pakistani blood. And my heart goes to all those innocent lives which has been lost in Pakistan. But I feel even more dearly for my fellow Indians, and I hope that Pakistan come into its senses and stop the cross-border terrorism as quickly as possible. They need to understand that Pakistan is too small a country to be breeding terrorism like this. And this is not something that India is going to appreciate anymore. So I'm just going to end this by saying that I thank you all for watching this video. And everyone who is watching this video, please support your country. That is the least we can do. Thank you all. Thank you for watching. And stay tuned to Freeconomics for further videos on current affairs and social sciences. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.